Look at this dancing pattern of squares. Every square is either becoming red or white, but seen together, it looks like two squares are moving from left to right, and the pattern just keeps repeating. Does this remind you of, let's say, festival lights and signboards? Let's look at one more pattern. Notice now we have this toggling pattern. So two squares become red and then white, and then these four become red and white and so on. It looks like the lights are turning on and off once again, reminding us of, say, festival lights. But you must be wondering, where does this fit in our journey of learning Python? Well, it turns out that this is our next activity in the YByte Python curriculum, available at www.ybyte.in. This activity, we call it bit by bit. And the reason we call it this way is because we deal with what is called bitwise operators. So the way this whole thing is working is that there is an 8-bit number underneath. We are converting that to binary, and we are seeing in which bits, for example, B0 to B7, in which bits do I have a 1. Accordingly, I will turn on that light, which means I'll make the square red, otherwise I'll make the square white. And of course, we give it dynamic nature, so this whole pattern starts to come alive as we are seeing here. We often hear that computers are just zeros and ones. Well, this observation comes from the fact that, look, underneath, deep down, computers work with binary arithmetic. For example, these are circuits which can be either on or off and so on. And these are often represented as two states, being, say, 0 and 1. Also, 0 and 1 are called bits. 8 bits together form a byte. In fact, binary numbers and binary number system is an integral part of computing, not just limited to Python. Now, clearly, Python is a high level language, so we don't often, let's say, think about all this, that, we just look at numbers and say strings and so on. We don't often think about the fact that underneath there is this binary, let's say, representation. But Python does support it, and that is where we are going to go in this project. We will take a deeper dive into the world of bits and binary data. As I said, we will explore what are called bitwise operators, basically done on, let's say, binary representation of numbers. The concepts that we are going to learn here are applicable universally to the world of computing. So it's not just Python specific. In fact, it's a lot, let's say, wider. Now, before moving forward, it's good to take a big picture view of what we are doing. Basically, we have been doing a lot of programming, which means we have dealt a lot with variables, also with operators, which are then used to work with variables and values. In fact, it turns out that operators in Python can be classified as, let's say, this 7-level classification. Arithmetic operators, things like plus, minus, multiply. Obviously, we've done this a lot, including like floor division, modulo, and stuff. We've done this in, let's say, shopping cart and missing operators and so on. Assignment operators in every project, basically equal to, plus, equal to. Comparison operators, whenever we want to compare, let's say, two values, we can say, okay, this is more than this, or so on. Obviously, again, we have done this a lot. Logical operators, or and not. Logical conditions, again, we deal with them in literally almost every project. Identity operator, now we use this in the metro map. This is used when we want to find out if, let's say, a name in the, let's say, variable points to the same object in the memory. So metro map is where we use this. Membership operators, again, we have used them. Basically things like, can I find this particular item in this list, for example, or is this item in this set, and so on, right? The seventh category is this bitwise operators. Interesting to know that in our journey so far, we have looked at all these values, all these types of operators, and hence it's very logical that we complete the picture with bitwise operators, which we will do in, let's say, this particular project. Now, just like any other operator, bitwise operators will also operate on variables. In fact, they'll operate on numbers. But what makes them special is that they operate literally bit by bit on, let's say, these numbers. So basically, the way it works is that these numbers gets converted to binary. Every bit of that we do something, and that's why we call it, let's say, bitwise operator. Like I said, despite the fact that Python is a high level language, in fact, bitwise operators are supported, and they become quite useful in tasks where the logical unit of thinking is a bit. Now, how do, let's say, appreciate this? Well, think of the activity that we started with. Every LED is like a bit, it's either on or off. And we are not so interested, let's say, in knowing the, let's say, the total, let's say, 8-bit number that we are looking at. In fact, we are more interested in knowing what each LED is doing, and that's how we are controlling them, which is why I say that the logical unit of thinking is a bit. And this situation, bitwise operators become very handy. Bitwise operators are also useful in situations where we have, let's say, memory constraints, say in embedded systems and so on. A lot of usage comes up there. And basically, with these operators, we can make our, let's say, memory requirements much lower because you can pack a lot of information. So it's a very, let's say, interesting topic, but also a little bit, let's say, difficult. And part of the difficulty comes from the fact that binary numbers themselves are not entirely natural to us. We don't naturally think in binary numbers. In fact, we think in decimal. However, as we always do, we will build this in a step by step manner, starting from the very basics and going up logically towards the more complex stuff. So the learning goals from this activity are, well, first and foremost, we learn a little bit about binary number systems. How do these numbers come up? How do we convert between, say, decimal and binary? How are they related to, let's say, decimal numbers? In fact, you'll see that there is a very clear similarity between, say, decimal numbers and binary numbers, and by extension, things like, say, octal numbers or, say, hexadecimal numbers. Um, Very interesting, very important to understand this because that's the basis of everything. Having learned this, we look at bitwise operators, again building up from the bottom up. So we'll first look at the three basic operations: AND, OR, and XOR, and then we'll see how all this leads into, let's say, the bitwise version of it. And how do they relate to, let's say, some other operators that we are more familiar with. Some kind of compare and contrast, let's say. We will move on to look at some very special cases, very interesting special cases, specific bit patterns that cause a certain result. In fact, we'll take a completely unusual approach here. We will give a visual dimension to our learning. We will take an image, a black and white cat image. I'll just show you that in a moment as well. We will apply these operators on every pixel of the image and we will see what the impact is, because that again makes it visual. Just to make this clear, we will start with, let's say, an image of this sort. We will do some kind of, let's say, a bitwise operation on all the pixels. For example, in this case, I'm doing an XOR with all ones, and you will see that the entire image will invert. Now, this gives such a powerful visualization that we understand this much better. Let's take a few more examples. Here, let's say OR with all ones, image becomes blank, or say all AND with all zeros. Here I've done right shift with 2. You notice the image has become darker. Now we are going to get deeper into this as we, let's say, move forward. But the whole point is we will give you a visual way to appreciate this. And well, needless to add that apart from all this, we will learn how to write code using bitwise operators. Again, like I said, this is not very natural to start with, but once you get the hang of it, you realize that it's actually very, very interesting because you are dealing with bits at a time. So it kind of makes you think a little bit differently. You start feeling close to the hardware where this computation is going on. And the whole experience is in fact very, very interesting, very, very satisfying. So overall, this is a very interesting project where we'll start from basics, build up concepts. We'll take some, let's say, detours towards that image and, to get some more visualization and come back to writing code using bitwise operators. A pretty long journey, but I really believe it will be very interesting and something that we'll really enjoy. At YByte, we try to make our learning as interesting as we could. Bitwise operators can actually be quite tricky because, like I said, binary is not entirely natural to us. However, when we, let's say, approach it in a step-by-step manner, taking visual cues, building activities around them, I think the problem becomes that much more easier, that the entire concept becomes that much more vivid. And that is how we learn Python at YByte. So do look at our website, www.ybyte.in, because we always approach programming through fun activities, and you will find a lot of such material on the website. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.